In the last video, we have seen what are the cylindrical coordinates. Now we will go for spherical coordinates. Spherical coordinates are denoted by r, theta and phi. Again, I have plotted this x, y and z axis which you are familiar with, and in that with the Cartesian reference how your cylindrical objects look like. This figure is taken from Maths World, so due credit is given. This is again an r-axis which is similar to what we have seen in cylindrical coordinate system. Then we have theta axis and then we have phi axis. These two represent the angles. So in spherical coordinate system, each point is represented by an ordered triplet or triple. The first coordinate is a distance, second and third coordinates are the angles. This system is quite similar to the latitude and longitude system which we use to identify the points on the surface of Earth. For example, this is how we actually segment our Earth. This is an equator. So this is X, Y, and this is Z axis. So now, if we want to see the point on the surface of the Earth whose latitude is 40 north of the equator and whose longitude is 80 degree west, that is prime of meridian, it is shown in the figure that this is my prime of meridian and this is equator and this is the point which generally we say 80 degree west and 40 degree north. Assuming that the earth is spherical and has a radius of 4000 miles, you would label this point as radius is 4000. Now as far as earth is concerned, this radius is going to be same for all the points on the surface of the earth. Like whether you go here, whether you go here, your r is not going to change because the radius of earth we consider to be same. Then 80 degree clockwise from the meridian and 50 degree down from the north pole. Now here this direction is very important, whether you go clockwise or anti-clockwise. Our spherical coordinate system is quite similar to this. In spherical coordinate system, any point P in space is represented by an ordered triple, that is rho, phi, theta and phi. I have a habit of saying sometimes as rho, sometimes as r, so please bear with me. Where rho is lowercase Greek letter rho and phi is the lowercase Greek letter phi. Rho is the distance or r is the distance. Why I have taken here rho? So that you understand that it is not a cylindrical coordinate, it is a spherical coordinate. Distance between rho is the distance between P and the origin. Rho has to be naturally greater than or equal to 0. Theta is the same angle used in cylindrical coordinates for r greater than or equal to 0. And phi is the angle between positive x-axis, z-axis and the line segment OP. Now, this phi should be between 0 to 180, that is pi. Note that first and third coordinate rho and phi are non-negative numbers. They cannot be negative. Now, these limits of axis are also very, very important when we go for spherical, cylindrical, and naturally Cartesian coordinate systems. The relationship between rectangular and spherical coordinate is illustrated in this figure. To convert from one system to another, we use the following formula, the way we had done for cylindrical coordinates. It is little complicated. X is equal to rho sine phi cos theta, y is equal to rho sine phi sine theta, and z is equal to rho cos phi. That is the reason generally students don't like this spherical, because at least in cylindrical z was z. Here you have to convert z also. However, when we do some problems in electrostatics you will see that things become very much simpler when we go for spherical or when we go for cylindrical than rectangular. In electrostatics, we hardly use a rectangular coordinate system. Now, again, this is your z axis, this is x axis, and this is y axis. Now, look at the angles very, very carefully. This is my angle theta. This is my point of origin, and this is somewhere, this is my line segment OP. Now see, what we have done is we have drawn this R here on XY plane. I'm sorry. This is my R. This is on XY plane. This angle it is making when the XY plane is theta, and this is an angle. So remember these angles very, very carefully. Understand these angles very, very carefully. This is my Z axis and this is OP. So this angle is phi. So the point P in spherical will be denoted as rho theta phi, rho theta phi, and same point in Cartesian we say xyz, xyz. So r is equal to rho sine phi, that can be written as x under root x squared plus y squared. It's quite obvious from this particular figure. Now rectangular to spherical, rho squared is naturally x squared plus y squared plus z squared. Tan theta is also y by x, and phi is r cos z upon under root x squared plus y squared plus z squared. Now, to change coordinates between cylindrical and spherical system, we use the following. Spherical to cylindrical, r has to be greater than or equal to 0. R squared is rho squared sine squared phi. Theta is going to be theta and z is rho cos phi. Cylindrical to spherical, again r is greater than or equal to 0. Rho is under root r squared plus z squared. Theta doesn't change. Phi is r cos z under root r squared plus z squared. So once we have done this, we will understand where all we use these spherical coordinates. Spherical coordinate system is useful primarily for surfaces in space that have a point or center of symmetry. For example, the following figure shows three surfaces with simple spherical equations. This is a sphere where rho is equal to c. This is a vertical half plane where theta is equal to c. Just see this is angle. Again, this door analogy which I had given you earlier for the cylindrical coordinates, you can use it here. Again, we have a half cone where phi is equal to c. Now see, if this phi changes, your cone is going to change. Now again, I am putting a restriction that 0 should be less than c, less than pi by 2. Now, again we will take a simple example. Convert 4 pi by 3 and pi by 6 from spherical to Cartesian coordinate. So naturally rho is equal to 4, phi is equal to pi by 3, and this theta is equal to pi by 6. X is rho sine phi cos theta, which gives me x as 4 sine of pi by 3 I mean to say, and cos of pi by 6. So I'm just substituting the numerical values of sine pi by 3 and cos pi by 6, which comes out to be 3. Similarly, y is equal to rho sine phi sine theta, which gives me x is equal to 4 sine pi by 3 sine pi by 3 pi by 6. I'm sorry. This should be y. I'm sorry. This should have been y. Please understand this correction. And this is y. It is root 3. Then z is rho cos theta, that is equal to z is equal to 4 cos pi by 3, which gives me z is equal to 2. So the Cartesian coordinates of 4 pi by 3 pi by 6 are 3 root 3 and 2. Remember, this should be y here and this should be y here. By mistake, it has become x. So thank you for your patient listening. Now, in the next videos, we will see the problems, basics of electrostatics and some problems related with it. Thank you.